gosh, hello everyone! How are you all doing? I'm so excited. We are finally here! We finally made it all the way out here to Nod-Krai, the moonlit land that we have been waiting to explore for so long. It's interesting how we can see Natlan over there, Ochka Natlan, across this big ocean. And we can say goodbye to the land that we spent the last year in. But here we are in Nod-Krai, a land under the watch of the moon. And here on the border of the world, things are quite different from the 7 nations that we've been to so far. For example, here they control Kuvaki being this primordial elemental energy. Something like that. I still don't know exactly what we can do with these guys here. But this energy is the energy of light before it is split into the 7 colors that represent the 7 elements here in Tevat. And also, yeah, like this, we can become these kuhenki, these little creatures that can manipulate the Kuvaki. And also there's some sort of polarity here, these sort of mechanisms. So much to learn, so much to explore. So last time I did a quick little stream, and we came here to Nasha Town where they unlocked this waypoint for us. And oh my gosh, the music. I'm just loving the Nod-Krai vibes so much. Just like this region of the world, this sort of, I guess in Nasha Town's a little bit steampunk, but just this sort of atmosphere of this whole place where all these people from all over Tevat converge and work together, doing business with each other, working together. The area reminds me a little bit, this is a weird example for some people, but it reminds me of the crossroads in Ninjago Dragons Rising. And how when they just started that series, like Dragons Rising, it was really awesome to see after the merge, this place where all of the worlds converge and everybody's working together to sort through everything that they've been through. Now we're here in Nasha Town, we're playing Genshin Impact's Song of the Welkin Moon, with its own additional title. And we're here in Nasha Town in Nod-Krai. We did a little bit of exploring last time, figured out some of the mechanics, and we also unlocked the statue of the new moon. The statue that very eerily resembles Columbina, the 3rd Fatui Harbinger, the damselette, who it appears to not be working with the Fatui right now. I can't imagine why. No, but last time I was saying, it's so sad that the statue has like all these mechanisms like on it, like it's trying to like drain its energy or something. Yeah, I'm excited to learn about the lore in Nod-Krai. They've really teased this as a place where they're really integrating a lot of the story elements and their storytelling elements. The lore of the game from a lot of places is going to come together here, and they've also reorganized how they're, you know, doing the story quests and the Archon quests together. I'm really excited for this. It seems like story immersion is a really important part of this area, and also taking from what we have already learned and putting it together. So yeah, super looking forward to that. Everything here seems to be really moon-based, and all the other nations, obviously. Each nation has been under the watch of one of the Archons and one of the elements, but here, this is a region that's largely autonomous and is not really governed by any of the 7, although it seems that it's very close to Snezhnaya. That means that everything here is a little bit, I guess, looser in that regard. We've encountered Luna Sigils and Lunoculi so far, so those are not named after any of the elements. And yeah, I'm just really excited to get to meet all the people here and meet our new friends and our new adventure and just see what's going on. But yeah, with the statue. Statues of the new moon. Giant statues that stand at various points in Nod-Krai. They say the Frostmoon Scions sculpted these in the image of their newborn moon goddess. The moons were daughters of prose and song, sovereigns over the night sky. In Nod-Krai, where the dreams of Elysium and wanderers intersect, those beneath the moon shall surely be like the statues that cannot conceal their glory, paving a way to the future. Interesting, interesting. In Natlan, when Moika was using the power of the 6 heroes to fight the Abyss and repel Gosoithoth to the Abyss, she blasted a hole in the sky, revealing the fragments of what appeared to be a destroyed moon. What we know is that there once were 3 moons who watched over Teyvat. They were emissaries, it appears, of the primordial dragons. Something happens to them. I'm not super familiar with this part of the lore, so I'm excited to learn about it. Something happens to them in which 2 of the moons are completely destroyed, and the 3rd one dies, but its corpse still lights up the false sky. There were once 3 entities, not only the moons, but there were moon goddesses associated with each one. Oh, that Kuhenki from yesterday is still there. Named Aria, Sonnet, and Canon. All musical or poetic names. And yeah, this is Help Me. It's so ominous. They did this yesterday too. I don't know what you need my help with though. We're gonna come back to that. But yeah, one of them is now the frost moon that lies in the sky, which we know is fake. And we know the sky is hiding the remnants of the real moons. And that they're always in the same position in the sky, which means the fake sky is moving, but the real sky is out there. Not. The sun is setting. Alright, without further ado. Actually, one more thing. There's plenty of time to lore deep dive. I'm absolutely certain. To temper thyself and journey far, we get a free constellation. They didn't have this yesterday, but they have it today. Free constellation for a character of our choosing from before Fontaine. So of course, I've already said I'm picking Wanderer. And I won't be able to pick Wanderer again, it sounds like, but that's okay. Yay! It's like, oh, I see. So over the next 7 or 8 weeks, I just gotta keep doing dailies, keep doing resin. You guys can all do the same. So what it says here is like, you need to, yeah, and you see in the top left corner here, you need to do your dailies and use your original resin at least 5 times a week for 8 weeks, and you will get your constellation. So everybody make sure you do that. I think I have nothing else really that needs to be said right now. Just that I can't believe it's so surreal to be here. Like last night I was just wandering around Nasha town. I know, I'm sleepy too, Ether. I just want to enjoy the vibes of just being here in this place where everything we have worked up to so far is coming together. And just sort of, yeah, the steampunk vibes are very... I like that too. Alright, here we go. A dance of snowy tides and hoarfrost groves. This is where the moon rises, an Elysium for adventurers. The moon's radiance is distant, the snow-ashen groves are lush, and secrets echo throughout the land like an ancient song. Go forth now, and listen to the melody beneath the moonlight. Here we go. All the characters, all the friends we're about to meet are here. Listen to the music, too. Oh my gosh, I'm just so excited for this. I've literally been waiting for this for so long. Go. Oh, entering focus experience. We're probably gonna go back to Natland to say goodbye to our Natland friends. 2 days later? Okay. We probably have to say goodbye to all the friends we've made in Natland. All the friends we fought alongside with to repel the abyss and restore peace to a war-torn land. It's time for us to bid farewell. Probably meet up with Anefa and journey here to Nod-Krai, the next destination on our long journey. Embark on a new journey. Yeah, we got the map here, but there's still so much to explore. We'll be doing that soon. Okay. Leaving the Stadium of the Sacred Flame. Alright. I'm so nervous. Alright, here we go. Anefa! Oh, it's just a cutscene, like... camera angle.
Hey, Anefa! Sorry to keep you waiting.
That is perfectly alright. My data indicates clear skies in the coming days. Current conditions for maritime travel, optimal. I'll be ready whenever you are.
Well, let's get this show on the railroad.
But are we really off without telling anyone again?
Isn't that just how we roll? No, we should say goodbye.
Funny you mention it. You'll never guess who Paimon saw on the way over.
Hey! You didn't seriously think we'd let you leave without a farewell party, did you?
No, we didn't.
No chance.
I knew.
Come on, Traveler. You've already made all the preparations.
I knew Mulan would say goodbye.
Most importantly, how dare you try and slip away without first paying your respects to the almighty Dragon Lord!
It's the trio that we started with. Plus a How. Plus Almighty Dragon Lord a How. Oh, I love the way everything comes full circle when they do these. Caught red-handed again.
A little bird told us you'd soon be leaving for Nod-Krai. So, we asked Paimon to give us a heads up before the date of your departure.
So it was you.
You sure it's not time to think about changing that little habit of ours?
Don't worry, we won't keep you long. Besides, everyone's there already. Shaska,
Oh my gosh,
Beyonce,
everyone!
Auron, even the Pyro Archon herself.
Everyone's
You're
here.
invited too, Anefa. Shilonen has a special gift for you.
Well, can't refuse an invitation like that. How about you, Anefa?
Accompaniment request accepted. Shilonen demonstrates excellent massage technique. My impression of her is exceedingly positive.
Wait, so robots like massages too? Or is it just that Shilonen really knows how you're wired?
Alright, enough with the chit-chat. Let's head to the venue.
Woohoo! Party time!
Party time! Oh, but I do like how they do these tie-ins here. Oh? Oh? Now, if you'll remember, the very first time they did like a sort of tie-in like this where, you know, we got a farewell from our friends in our previous nation before we head off to the next one. It was in Sumeru when we met up with Dia before we left, and there was an informant following her who told Farina all about our arrival, so she could surprise us. Now, that was Farina. I don't, in hindsight, mind that Farina had somebody spying on us before we got to Fontaine, you know. However, that was a Fatui guy, so maybe that's not such a good omen this time. Away we go. Oh, that sounds like a lot of mechanisms.
Spit it out then.
Oh my gosh. Back in Nod-Krai. I was gonna say, that sounds like all the machinery and equipment and tools they have in Nasha Town that we were just there. Oh, that's a familiar voice. I mean, not super familiar in-game, but familiar from the previews.
They've set off.
Just as my calculations projected. About time I met this variable in person.
That's us. Variable in the plans in every nation. Oh my gosh. Song of the Welkin Moon, Act 1. A dance of snowy tides and hoarfrost groves.
You know, every time we head to a new nation, there's always a point where it suddenly dawns on Paimon. This is it. The next chapter of our adventure has begun.
I know,
This
right?
time, it was the moment she realized she just polished off the very last of her Saurus crackers. Should have stocked up better at the farewell party.
Aww, I know,
In
right?
other words, Paimon has marked the geographic coordinates from 2 minutes and 40 seconds ago as the boundary between Natlan and Nod-Krai. This deviates somewhat from the official coordinates stored in my database.
Paimon meant more in terms of how it felt on a psychological level. Anyway, what about you, Traveler? When did it really sink in for you? Huh, that
What?
actually kind of makes sense.
Wait,
What about you, Anefa?
what the? I didn't tap anything. I was worrying about that. I was like, hey, I don't remember turning autoplay on. And it's autoplaying. What the? No. Hold on. Give me a second to...
Moon? You mean that one we can all see in the sky?
Negative. I was referring to...
Okay, something's wrong. It's advancing the story, and I don't even have a chance to stop or read like I usually do.
Oh, wow!
Usually even the Traveler's option gives me a chance to pause for a second.
Paimon, traveler,
Ah!
welcome to Nod-Krai.
Whoa, it's lagging. It's lagging and it's not even letting me pause. What is going on? Oh, it's Yehoda! Oh my gosh. That's a lot. Okay, you're zooming in a huge amount on a ton of characters we're about to meet. Anefa! Pause for a second. I literally need to take this all in.
Nasha Town up ahead. That's the place.
Okay. Is settings the only thing that's gonna pause this, or actually? I didn't even have a chance to read in the text thing. This is definitely broken. Okay, let me, cause you know on this channel we love taking long pauses and talking about. That's eerie. A lot of stuff to talk about. So I'd like me to turn off the auto, the auto advance. But furthermore, even the traveler's options there didn't stop auto advancing. I literally did not tap an option and I thought it would just pause there. Anyway, okay, too much just happened that I wanted to break down like step by step. My poor brain. Yeah, I was gonna say the phlogiston would probably be a clear sign we've left Natlan, but moreover, just like the weather and the atmosphere and the vibes of the place are completely different, and the culture. Like immediately entering Nod-Krai, you just see it's completely different of like architecture and the way the mannerisms of the people there are completely different from Natlan. Then Inafa was talking about the moons. I didn't fully catch that because apparently I can't even read the dialogue option without it auto advancing. But she was talking about the moons. And then we got here to Nasha Town. I hope this is a problem. Is this okay? Hold on. Because I was not tapping anything. It was advancing on its own. I was gonna pick when I could no longer feel the phlogiston. Okay.
What about you, Anefa? Come to think of it, maybe we should be asking the other way around. So, when you came over to Natlan, what was the moment you felt like you'd left Nod-Krai?
In that case, probably when my sensors could no longer detect the moon's power.
The moon's power.
The moon? You mean that one we can all see in the sky?
Negative. I was referring to... here we are.
Here we are.
Paimon, traveler, we have arrived in Nod-Krai.
Okay, hopefully this is fixed. That was a really weird glitch. Okay, so she's the moon, negative to the moon that we see in the sky. It must be referring to the original moons. Or maybe even to the new moon. After all, after the 3 moons disappeared, there was a new moon. And we will be meeting her soon too, I think. Alright. Hopefully that glitch was fixed because that was a lot. And it literally would not stop no matter what I was doing until then. Okay, here we go. Huh?
That is correct, Paimon. It is also the most bustling commercial hub in all of Nod-Krai.
I love it. Could this really be? Shooting star! Or more accurately...
Ooh, sounds like the perfect place to start trying out all the local specialties! Huh? Is something up, traveler?
Paimon,
He talks!
this is where our spaceship landed when Lumine and I first arrived in Teyvat.
Huh? Are you sure? But how come you've never mentioned that before? Seems pretty important to Paimon.
Yeah, how come you never told Paimon before?
Oh, well, because those memories are really hazy. All I remember is Lumine waking me up and us leaving the ship. But just now, setting foot on this land, I felt something. The kind of power I sensed in those
Do
moments.
you think he has some kind of... He's able to connect with the Kuvaki? The Kuvaki energy is not found anywhere else in Teyvat. It's really interesting that Nod-Krai is the place where the spaceship landed. Then they met with the Sustainer of Heavenly Principles, and he ended up near Mondstadt, which is pretty much the other side of the map. But I guess when you're dealing with gods, the distances are not that... Distances, that's the thing, distances probably seem small to them. But for us, it's taken us 5 years to get all the way to Nod-Krai on our journey here. I'm wondering if he has some kind of reaction with the Kuvaki here. Because the Traveler is able to use the elemental powers from all the different nations and react with the Statues of the Seven. Yesterday we found out, like, there's no reaction he has with the Statue of the New Moon, but that doesn't mean he's not reacting to the elemental power in a weird way somehow here.
Are you referring to Kuvaki?
There we go!
What now?
Explain, Inefa, I might actually be right.
The locals refer to it as Kuvaki. It is a unique elemental force found only in Nod-Krai, or rather, a pure, primordial form of elemental energy.
A bit like phlogiston?
That is correct. Another similar concept I have found in my database is the primordial sea.
Ah, so we are dealing with some, well, primordial. All these different examples of primordial energy sources that are seen as a lot more pure and powerful compared to the elemental energy harnessed by vision bearers elsewhere.
Legend has it that long, long ago, the moon that shines in the sky above us once rose from the land of Nod-Krai. Modern geological surveys and meteorite studies conducted in the region have since supported this claim.
So, when you mentioned being able to detect the moon's power earlier, you were referring to Kuvaki?
I see. It certainly feels similar to phlogiston, yet somehow different. Maybe they both belong to the light realm that the Lord of the Night mentioned. Yeah, both the Lord of the Night and also in our journeys through Enkonomiya mentioned the light realm, the elemental realm, the Bishop realm. And of course, Bishops are dragons, and we know the dragons and the primordial dragons were the ones who controlled the elements here before the Heavenly Principles showed up and introduced humans and all these other systems and rules, as they say, to Teyvat and their shades. Still, this feeling, there's no doubt about it. It's the same power I felt the first time I set foot in Teyvat.
Wait, Traveler, you're saying we might actually find your spaceship here? Do you still remember where it landed?
Well, it was 500 years ago, so I assume even if, like, well, that's, like, what's the likelihood even if it was here, it's still here? Like, yeah, I'm thinking we explore ancient ruins, we explore, like, there's the giant, you know, robots in Sumeru, or the Samurai Maru and Inazuma, and all these, you know, relics of things that have been relatively unmoved over the last few hundred years. I would think that a spaceship would be... somebody would try to salvage and move it if nobody claimed it for 500 years. But yeah, near a beach.
Nod-Krai is surrounded by the ocean. In other words, it could have been anywhere along its coastline.
There was also a mountain.
Negative. Description
Yeah.
still lacks sufficient detail to pinpoint target location.
This area still looks pretty mountainous.
Hey, it's okay if you can't remember everything right away. After all, it's been a really long time.
Yeah, and also, we're also getting into the era of, like, the Traveler's memories being awakened. One of the big things is we don't even really know who the Traveler is, other than they know they traveled across the Sea of Stars with their sibling. We don't really know, like, who they are. Where did they come from? Did anybody send them, or are they just traveling and exploring for the sake of traveling? And where do they get their power from? That, I mean, now we know there's a spaceship in the picture. However, in the opening cutscene, we see that Aether and Lumine do take the form of these two shooting stars and have wings, and they can fly, and they have these cool swords. Like, where do they get that power from? Even if a spaceship is involved somewhere. We're realizing that the reason we don't know the answers to most of these questions is because Aether's memories were erased or sealed away somehow. So now we're kind of getting into the time where we're seeing Aether's memories get unsealed. And clearly Lumine, or the Abyss sibling, knows or remembers a lot more than we do. As well as having spent... Oh, but that's the thing, is Lumine also described having lost her memories as well. And she woke up in Conria where they... Which must have been a really confusing thing. She just wakes up with no memories and they all start treating her like their princess and savior who's gonna save their realm when she doesn't even know who she is. Yeah, whatever happened to the two siblings, memory loss is a big part of this journey because it seems that while I think Lumine remembers a lot more now, Ether doesn't. And he's starting to remember stuff now. So Ether, keep trying to remember. I want to know more.
Let's just do what we've always done and keep searching as we explore. Besides, what have you got to fear with your sidekick Paimon still here?
I'd be more than happy to help you out as well.
Aw, thank you both.
Our pleasure. Anyway, just knowing that your spaceship's here in Nod-Krai surely counts as a big step forward, huh?
Uh-huh.
Like we've crossed another boundary?
Paimon couldn't have put it better herself.
In a way.
You sure are a quick learner, Inefa.
If we can find our spaceship, maybe the flight logs could tell us something. At last, a chance to get to the bottom of all this. The truth must be out there somewhere, buried in this land.
Well, as the best guide in the whole of Teyvat, Paimon hereby does solemnly declare, Nod-Krai, here we come!
Here we come! I wish we're here. I mean, that's the thing, is the reason Ether is traveling is to learn more about what happened to his sibling. And even after we stopped, you know, putting up missing person posters after finding out she was with the Abyss Order, we still have been trying to ask all the Archons for information about her and what they might know about the history of this land that we can... Or bits and pieces of whatever we can learn to figure out what happened. So in Nod-Krai, a land without an Archon, we wouldn't really get that. But it seems that instead we're actually learning about the Traveler, or I guess Ether and Lumine themselves, and their arrival to Teyvat here. And we're probably also still gonna get answers and find information about what happened. But that's sort of the amazing part of this journey. Playing for the last 5 years, it's here in Nod-Krai, we're gonna be able to take a lot of what we've learned so far and put it together and try to figure out, what have we learned so far? What do we know? This whole journey is about us trying to put together the pieces of the past that we cannot figure out. What actually is such a hassle? I'm sorry, I just out of context. Anyway, we're gonna start putting together stuff, and this is gonna be a real test of what have we actually learned so far.
It just occurred to Paimon, if we were looking to put out a missing spaceship commission, or to learn more about Nod-Krai, wouldn't it make sense to drop by the Adventurers Guild?
I doubt it's so simple as just putting up a missing spaceship commission, but I mean, why not?
The guild is located in Nasha Town. Simply follow this road and you'll reach it.
Awesome. This is so great. We have a guide to take us with us. Oh, hello.
What in Teyvat is that? Looks kinda like a Sealy. Floating around in the air like that.
Interesting comparison. I was also wondering if there's some connection with them and the Sealies.
That is a Kuhanki, a species unique to the land of Nod-Krai.
A Kuhanki? Does she have something to do with the moon, too?
Indeed it does. According to the Frost Moon Scions, the indigenous inhabitants of this land, the Kuhanki, are said to be familiars of the moon goddess, leading those who walk in the moonlight's glow to things of great importance.
Okay, so this is another important point, which is that the connection between the moon and the angels / Sealies, I'm still not super clear on. Once again, I don't know if this has been explained elsewhere or not. I'm hoping we learn more about it in clearer terms here. When they first unveiled Columbina's design, like years ago, I think one thing people noticed is her mask looks like the pattern of a Sealy court. We learned last time from the Lord of the Night, who is an angel, confirmation that the Sealies are, I think it was mentioned elsewhere too, but direct confirmation the Sealies are devolved forms of angels. So there is definitely a connection between, I mean, the angels and the Sealies, of course, but it definitely also seems the Sealies and the moons are connected, and the Sealies being former angels means the angels. Okay, I feel like I'm doing the thing where we have like the board, like, and I'm just like putting pins and stuff and like yarn and lines. But yeah. Plus, I think Columbina's design is very angelic as well, especially with the feathers on her head. And so seeing that the Kuhenki might also have a connection to the Sealies as well. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Another thing, I don't know if we're getting to this quest or not, is Nicole Ryan of the Hexen Circle. Skirk describes her as... and I have no idea if there's any connection here. Well, I should probably throw it out there. Skirk mentions that she wonders if becoming a human was like... How does she feel about that, of having devolved from her previous form? And then when we saw Nicole in the trailer, she also seemed to have angel wings. So just putting it out there that Moon, angels, and Sealies / Kuhenki, Moon energy, and characters that seem really angelic and have some kind of connection with the moon. That's like all one bubble of lore that I think is sort of in a blender right now and is going to become really clear really soon.
The moon goddess? Don't all people here worship the Tsaritsa?
Although Nod-Krai lies on Snezhneya's border regions, the people here have held their own unique beliefs since time immemorial. As I mentioned, everything in this land shares a deep connection with the moon and the sky above. The beliefs of the Frostmoon Scions seem to date back to the civilization of the angels. According to the documents
There
in
we
my
go,
database,
angels!
even the 7 Archons did not exist at that time.
That's right, this is before the heavenly principles. This is... Wow.
So the origin of their beliefs goes back even further than the Archon War?
Correct. At some point, you may come across some statues of their goddess. The Frostmoon Scions carved these as well.
Hey! Looks like she's floating away!
Oh, gotta
I
follow.
suggest you follow her. The probability of an ordinary person encountering a Kuhenki lies in the single digits. Many here consider them heralds of good fortune.
This is sort of like us with the Saurian indwelling. It's like, that's totally not something we should be able to do. Just like how we can basically indwell the power of a Kuhenki as well. See? We are just like you! And I gotta say, they look like they have long rabbit ears. Oh, thank you.
On the road.
I feel so welcome.
Is this a travel guide? Huh. It actually led us to something useful.
The Tevat travel guide? No. Mimas Brenner's Books investment portfolio. A bookstore provides not only knowledge, but also hope. Okay. Investment involves risk, for sure, but word is that a successful investor in this portfolio has bade farewell to their days of hard labor at the harbor and embarked on a journey across the world. Let's wish this lucky traveler all the best. If you're also interested in this investment portfolio, don't miss out, okay? Okay. So if you want to get into stocks, this is the way to...
It all looks pretty interesting to Paimon.
Oh, I guess the other entries weren't
If we have
stocks. Those are
time,
also
she'd love to see pretty much
tourist
everything.
destinations. I know, I want to see everything too.
Recalibrating route.
Not maybe right now, but...
If we keep following the current path, we will arrive at an area of scenic beauty.
Okay.
From there, we will be able to identify both the Adventurers Guild and several must-visit specialty
Oh my gosh,
stores.
look, I just want to watch all the machines just move and do things. Like that big magnet arm there. Wow. Like I've commented before, it's like progressively with each nation we go to, we see how the technology has, I guess, been adapted over the different places we've been. Like, we don't start off with a ton of it with Mondstadt and Liyue. The most of the technology we see comes from other places, like the Ruin Guards, for example. But then all the subsequent nations, there have been traces of... I love this music. by the ocean side. The technology adapted by the other nations and how the way they integrate it into their society is really interesting. And also tells us a lot about how, like, the technologically advanced civilizations of the past, while a lot of them are gone, how that technology has still outlived those civilizations. Of course, here in Nod-Krai, we know a lot of the technology, like Anefa herself, comes from Aino.
Yikes. Why is Paimon suddenly getting the feeling that if she doesn't step it up soon, Nefa's gonna put her out of a job?
Oh, Paimon. Okay, welcome to Nasha Town. Got it. Familiarize yourself with... Oh? Did you guys hear that? I heard the sound of treasure! Okay, I don't understand. What do I do something here? I don't want to hit them. Do I jump? Last time jumping did something. No, jumping... There was a jump pad last time when we did jumping. I still do not understand. Maybe they just give us the power and we need to use it somewhere, but I'm not... But the range that we have access to it is so small. Anyway, there's the red and the blue energy. It's like the polarity, like positive and negative. So last time, like, every time it's sort of like... Finding all the different themes is something that happens pretty quick. Like Natlan, we have Pyro. We have the Night Kingdom and Night Soul power. And then Phlogiston. And then here we have the moon, yes, but also, do you have something to tell me? No? Oh? The moon, but also polarities. But that's a really interesting theme as well. Okay, this happened last time too. All the paths seem to lead to this spot, but I have no idea what you're supposed to do when you get up here. Last time we talked to the Kuhenki over here, over the other side. Oh. That was scary. That thing almost hammered us. We would have been done for. Okay.
Wow! Nasha Town actually looks pretty big from here.
I know, right?
Feels a bit different than Paimon imagined, though.
Which aspects in particular deviated from your expectations?
Well, Paimon keeps hearing people describe Nod-Krai as an adventurer's paradise. So, she kind of thought it'd be a bit more picture-perfect somehow.
Oh, what makes you think that, Paimon? I would think an adventurer's paradise is the opposite. Like, completely undiscovered and untouched. I'm literally, when I hear adventurer's paradise, I think the exact opposite of what Paimon was thinking.
According to legend, there was indeed an era of peace in Nod-Krai's past, the age of the Fae. Tales of those ancient heroes are still told today. One of the most well-known is that of the Lantern Fae. This individual performed many good deeds for Nod-Krai. The present-day Lightkeeper's nightly lantern patrols are, in part, a tribute to their memory. But then, one day...
One day?
What happened?
There came a devastating abyssal calamity that swept across Nod-Krai, and for a time it was left desolate.
Oh, no.
Heartbroken by what had become of the land they had so cherished, that Fae extinguished their light, just as the abyss had extinguished all hope. Nowadays, the paradise people speak of is more of an aspiration, or an irony, perhaps.
An irony?
An irony.
Today, no official authority governs Nod-Krai. In theory, at least, it is somewhere a person can do whatever they wish, and become whoever they want to be.
So it's a lawless paradise. So it's a paradise of freedom. Yeah, I don't think it'd necessarily be right to say it's lawless. It's not being governed, which in a way is lawless by definition. However, just being here in Nasha Town, clearly there is organized society here. It's not completely unorganized or like full of anarchy. It's like people here are working together without needing to be strictly told by some sort of level of governance, which I think is a really miraculous thing. I mean, that's what's really cool about this place. But interesting.
The Adventurers Guild is just over there, in Nasha Town's Central Plaza, and the flagship tavern is over that way.
Hey, what's that building over there? You know, the biggest, tallest one.
That is Aino's Boom and Blast Kuvaki energy cannon. It gets activated when the wild hunt threat level outside Nasha Town reaches a certain threshold.
That's awesome.
But according to the scan I just ran, the energy cannon appears to be malfunctioning, likely due to a recent discharge.
Uh-oh.
The wild hunt? Isn't that the abyssal calamity you mentioned that's specific to Nod-Krai?
Does it pose a great threat to the people living here? Does it happen often?
It is a phenomenon that has been occurring for several centuries now. Yet the time and location of wild hunt attacks are seemingly random. At first, it was more of an old wives' tale that adults used to scare children. If you don't start behaving, kid, some night, the wild hunt's gonna come for you. Listen, do you hear that? That weeping in the fog? Those are the cries of a young woman being dragged away.
It's actually quite freaky to live in a place where there's literally zombies outside of your town. Like, I don't play a ton of games like that. I think the closest ever is played a little bit of Diablo. And I just think to myself, how do people ever live in peace knowing the moment you step outside the city, there is literally like zombies and monsters just waiting to attack you. Also, what is his face she's making? I like the sassiness of the characters now. But yeah, I mean, telling kids stories a bit like that, but then they're actually real. Like, the wild hunt is pretty scary. But for us being the traveler, it's fine. So I can only imagine though what it's like for the ordinary people living here.
You're saying people actually hear things like that?
I have not witnessed enough wild hunt attacks to give a statistically sound answer, but the oldest legends say that all people saw was the ghostly shadow of a woman in the mist. It wasn't until later that it became a full-blown calamity. Abyssal monsters and all.
That's terrifying.
Huh. When you put it like that, Paimon's really gotta hand it to Aino. Not only did she repair you, but she's even built a giant cannon to keep the wild hunt at bay.
I know, so cool.
Absolutely. Aino is very impressive indeed. Anyway, according to my schedule, it is time I took you over to the flagship.
Oh, sure. After all, we shouldn't keep Barca waiting. Well, Paimon's not sure if he'll actually show up at the bar this early.
Yeah, me neither, considering he wasn't in the trailer. Have faith in the people of Mondstadt, Paimon. As far as they're concerned, any o'clock is bar o'clock. So true.
You're right about that.
So you don't actually need us to talk to Adventurers Guild? That's right, though. Last time the entirety of like the quest was just trying to get Inefa's message across, because she was delivering a message to us and then forgot, and we helped her with her memory problems and the origins of her core. And the message was from Varka to meet him here. Maybe we will? Maybe we won't?
Here we are, the flagship.
Ooh.
Varka told us to meet him here in his letter, right? Let's see. Varka? Varka!
Grandmaster Varka! I'm not seeing anyone who looks like him.
No matches, I identified.
Huh. So he isn't here after all. Oh, guess we never did actually say we'd be arriving today.
Yeah, in fact, we didn't actually even send a return message, so maybe he doesn't even know if we're gonna show up at all.
Hey, why don't we go ask the owner? If what they say is true, Varka's drinking prowess must have left quite the impression.
I mean, another important point too is how Mondstadt and Liyue, both of their names involve the word moon in German and Chinese, respectively. And then when Varka was in the trailer, not this trailer, but the Song of the Welkin Moon teaser, it said, "He's here for the moon," and in subtitle it said,
Well, well. If it isn't the ineffable Ineffa.
it said Mondstadt. So I wonder what that means. More importantly, I wonder what the connection between Nod-Krai, the land of the moon, what connection there is with the other two nations I just mentioned that have moon-related names as well. Anyway, hello.
Hello there, Demyon.
You know each other?
Of course. Ineffa's a regular here at the flagship.
So, robots are into booze too?
Not at all. The energy conversion efficiency of alcoholic drinks is very low, and most of them are full of impurities. Still, I can affirm that your berries and fried meat deserve a solid 9.12 out of 10. It has Aino's approval too.
That's
Funny
awesome.
that you should mention that. While you were away in Natlan, Varka would come in here every day to pick up a serving of berries and fried meat for Aino.
Aww. He must have been worried sick that she wasn't eating properly on account of being so hung up about Ineffa being gone.
Yeah.
Actually it's 'cause Varka found out that Aino went wild after Ineffa left.
Oh.
Gorging herself on snacks she normally couldn't get her hands on. So it was more worry that she wasn't getting a balanced diet.
Ah, I see. Well, now that Ineffa's back, it seems we will not have to worry about that.
Think I might have just put my foot in it. Anyway, since you're back from Natlan, these two must be the ones Varka mentioned. The Traveler and Paimon, yes?
Yes, Ineffa successfully found us and brought us here. And it looks like Varka's not here, but we made it!
Yep, that's us. So, from the sounds of it, you must be a close friend of Varka's too.
Varka? Goes without saying. After all, he's the only one around here who's ever managed to stay standing after 10 rounds of the roulette special.
Paimon can't believe he's made such a name for himself. Though, guess it's hardly surprising how.
Do you know where he is now?
Right now? Must be somewhere near Anvan Tinyarvi. That's quite far from here.
How do you pronounce that? Wait, can you repeat that?
Right now? Must be somewhere near Anvan Tinyarvi. That's quite far
Okay,
from
the
here.
S is silent. Anvar Tinyar. What? Okay.
Right now? Must be somewhere near Anvan Tinyarvi. That's quite far from
Nyarvi.
here.
There's extra letters in there that are not there. Okay, I'm gonna have to learn.
Huh? Where's that?
It's a lake in the northern part of Nod-Krai. Word reached him of trouble brewing around those parts, so he took his knights to check it out.
So even in Nod-Krai, Varka remains elusive to us as he has for the last 5 years. Crazy how many characters it's been like, oh, we just missed them. Like, oh, we just missed Alice. She was just here visiting Klee, and we just missed her. And it seems that the same thing has happened here with Varka.
Oh. So, we missed him?
Typical Mondstadt are coming and going like the wind.
Varka knew you'd say that. So he specifically told me to make sure you stayed here and enjoyed yourselves. He sends his assurances that everything's under control.
Right, okay.
If he's that confident, guess our only option is to accept. Anyway, it's not like there's any special cause for concern. He is the Grand Master, after all.
Exactly. Plus, not only has he booked you into our finest room, he's paid for it in advance, too.
Oh my gosh. That's so nice. Thank you, Grandmaster.
Whoa! It's so generous of him. We might not have met yet, but Paimon's got a feeling that we'll get along with Varka like a house on fire.
Oh, and by the way, he also asked me to serve up a portion of berries and fried meat for Ineffa. That was prepaid as well.
Thank you.
No, thank you. I'm the one who should be grateful for your business.
Traveler, Paimon, why don't you go ahead and drop off your luggage? I can use this time to go pick up some components that Aino asked me to bring back.
Luggage. Do we carry luggage at all? Don't we just have this giant backpack that's full of 1,000 things?
Sure thing. Besides, Now that we've got ourselves a map, once we're done unpacking, we might as well go for a stroll ourselves. Why don't we meet up again later?
Yeah, we gotta go enjoy ourselves before trouble starts. As we know, and in the Traveler's latest profile story, the game even acknowledges, as soon as we step into a new nation, trouble starts happening. Or if trouble was already happening, the progression of said trouble happens faster when we show up. So we may as well enjoy being tourists and just seeing the sights of how wonderful this town is before all chaos breaks loose.
Oh. So you no longer require navigational assistance?
Well, I mean, I don't want to make... No, I mean, we do. I mean, it actually is great to have enough guide us around here. We just want to do a few touristy things and take a look around the town. It's totally fine. We will still meet up with you and you can still show us around afterwards.
No worries, we should be fine. We've got a rough idea of our way around town, so Paimon's reasonably confident we shouldn't get too lost.
Yeah.
Thank you. This translates into an approximate time saving of 30%, meaning I will be able to see Aino about 45 minutes earlier than previously projected.
Sounds good, and we can meet with Aino later too.
Oh, right. You must miss her a lot too. In that case, we better get a move on.
Let's do it. Thank you so much, Varka. Yeah, first in Natland we had that really nice room in the inn, and now we got the nicest guest room. Is this it? This is not even our guest room. This already looks like a pretty nice. This is pretty spacious. I mean, just imagine you're a tourist, right? Like, this is actually a pretty cool place to stay. Wow. I mean, like, if you're really here for the experience, like, then the architecture in here with that sort of mechanical steampunk vibe is like, you're fully immersed in the Nod-Krai atmosphere. It's funny because yesterday we saw that NPC, those two NPCs that was like this husband and wife, and the wife was like, why would you even bring me to Nod-Krai? How come we didn't go to Petrichor for vacation like you said? And I'm like, yeah, you know, that's not, that guy really should read better into where his wife wanted to go for vacation. But I'm just saying, for some of us, this is a great vacation experience already. I'm just saying. Oh my gosh. This is even bigger than the other room.
Feels pretty nice having someone sort out our food and lodging for us, huh?
Oh my gosh. This is really fancy. For a hotel room. Whoa.
Is this really the flagship's best room? It's pretty big, make no mistake, but it looks a little worn out, right? Though, to be perfectly honest, that feels right at home with everything else we've seen in
that's what
Nasha
I
Town.
was gonna say. Yes, it looks worn out, but it doesn't look any worse than anything we've seen in the town. Which, I mean, I'll be real. This is all different because we're playing a video game. If we were staying in a place like this in real life, maybe I'd have some things to say about it like Paimon does. But because this is a video game and we're purposely here for this kind of like, as Paimon says, worn out look, this well-lived look, this all the pieces of everything coming together from all over, and maybe not everything fits together puzzle perfect, but it still fits kind of look. I think we're in the right place, and I think this is really representative of what we've seen so far. A town built among ruins, forsaken in the wake of a calamity.
You mean it's got something to do with Nod-Krai's history? Oh, that makes sense. But what exactly was this calamity?
Sparkle! Wow. I mean, look, this is a really fancy hotel room, considering at the beginning of the game we were camping.
Oh, should we try the berries and fried meat too? Paimon's getting hungrier and hungrier every time someone mentions it.
Let's do it. Oh, okay.
Oh,
I thought he
sorry
was.
about that. Paimon wasn't watching where she was going.
I thought he was in our hotel room, but now I realize we're in the hallway. Okay, that makes way more sense. Oh my gosh, hello.
Please, there's no need to apologize. If anything, I'm the one who should be sorry. Clearly, I shouldn't have gotten lost in my thoughts in the middle of a hallway.
Yeah, you know, you probably shouldn't stand in the middle of the hallway. But other than that, the being lost in your thoughts is totally relatable. Hello.
Wait a sec. Are you staying in the room next to ours?
Ah, quite the perceptive one, I see. First things first, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Kirill Chudamirovich Flintz, but please, just call me Flintz.
Kirill Chudam how do you say it again?
Ah, quite the perceptive one, I see.
We're gonna get
First
this by
things
the end of the
first.
year.
Allow me to introduce
least.
myself. My name is Kirill Chudamirovich Flintz.
Chudamirovich, okay.
Just call me Flintz.
Alright. Hello, Flins.
Whoa, that's an impressively long name for sure.
Ah, is that so? Names like mine ought to have been fairly common in Snezhnaya, at least in the past. Would I be correct then to assume that the two of you are travelers in this land?
Yep, and that's also why we're staying in a hotel room.
Yep, you sure would be. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. We've been to a bunch of nations already, but we only just arrived in Nod-Krai today.
I mean, to be fair, even if you're from Snezhnaya, I guess you can come here on business, so you'd have to stay in a hotel room too. But hello. Well, we made our first friend here in Nod-Krai.
What a rare honor it is to meet such worldly travelers.
Are you here for travel too?
If only I had the time to spare. No, I'm just staying the night.
Oh, so you're here for business.
That's certainly one way to put it. I'm a Ratnik of Nod-Krai, normally stationed near the burial grounds to the north. My sole cause for being here today was to repair this lantern of mine.
I see. The lantern is pretty cool. It changes color and stuff. There's something off about that lantern. I mean, you know what I'm thinking is he probably guards the area that's close to where the spaceship was.
Burial grounds?
Your surprise is entirely understandable. Most people cannot even begin to fathom the idea of a life surrounded by tombstones and decay. But if you've heard of the calamitous abomination that is the Wild Hunt, you'll know that in their wake they bring a host of souls tainted by abyssal filth. That then is why we are stationed by the burial grounds, to hold the line where it is most vulnerable.
I see.
Oh, so it's all about fighting against the abyss. Oh,
Yeah.
sounds like a tough job.
And it's especially for us, having just come from Natlan, where the entire nation was united in having to repel the abyss for hundreds of years. Meeting somebody else, I mean, I'd just be interested to see him meet with our friends in Natlan. Different experiences, like different forms of the abyss. But here we're meeting all these people repelling the abyss to keep everybody else here safe. I mean, it's thanks to your work that we get to just travel freely and not worry too much, right? So thank you.
I thank you for your concern. But in truth, I've long since grown used to it. In fact, I like to think it rather suits me. If anything, I'd say I prefer the peace and quiet of a graveyard to the hustle and bustle of urban life.
I can see that. Well, I would be pretty scared to be surrounded by zombies all the time, as it sounds like you are. The peace and quiet of being out there versus in the hustle and bustle here, for sure. Yeah, no, actually, I probably would not like to be surrounded by zombies all the time, but you seem to have gotten a handle on it.
Paimon sort of gets it now. But even so, she is still pretty sure she could never get used to living in a graveyard herself. For one thing, she'd be too scared to fall asleep at night.
Yeah, for one thing, it's not just a graveyard. It's a graveyard with zombies in it. So it's actually much scarier than even just graveyard alone. Also, I just love their facial expressions here.
Oh, I assure you, there's no need to worry on that account. The kind of ghosts you find in cemeteries aren't too big on talking. But even when they do, they're usually far more discreet than the living.
Huh?
Well, would you look at that? Who'd have thought we'd end up chatting this long? Must have a lot in common, huh?
I get the sense he doesn't talk to people like that much. So, that's a win for us. We made a new friend, and Flynn's made a new friend too.
Forgive me, but I must excuse myself, for the time of my appointment draws near. And in terms I'm sure you'll understand, a lanternless ratnik is like a mapless traveler. A serious conundrum indeed.
Don't worry about it. I'm sure we'll be talking again pretty soon.
Oh, sure. In that case, you go right ahead. We won't keep you any longer.
Nice to meet you! Guys, I don't know if you can tell, I'm just really hyped up to start meeting people here. This is so the opposite of me in real life, where I'm so shy, and here in Nod-Krai, it's like, oh my gosh, I just want to talk to everybody.
Not at all. Should the opportunity present itself, I'd gladly continue our conversation another time.
I'm sure it will present itself. Nice to meet you.
You're always welcome to come visit my grave. I mean, the grave I stand watch over.
Right,
Your
yeah.
visit would bring much needed light to that place of final rest.
No, I would love to come, actually. I mean that, because we were just in Natlan, where we helped return all the souls to the Night Kingdom. I think we've really seen the importance of, in these games, maybe not, it's harder in real life to really think about these things, but in these games where there's literally souls that either are put to rest and are at peace, or are not, and they're restless among the world. I think we've seen in this game how important that is, that there's someone like you actually watching and tending to the resting places of all these people. Once again, I guess, just straight coming from Natlan, there's a lot of, a lot of common themes here with Flynn's. Despite the fact that you wouldn't think there would be. But yeah, I have no doubt we will be meeting soon enough.
Right. Well, if we get the chance.
Then allow me to wish you a traditional ratnik's farewell. See you by the graveside.
Thank you. Well, he seems nice, and I mean that genuinely.
What a weirdo.
Not any more of a weirdo than other weirdos that we've encountered, including ourselves.
Not to badmouth him at all. In fact, he seemed pretty cultured, but at the same time, kind of spooky. Must be all that time he spent around graveyards.
That's true, but at the same time, like I said, we've literally been to the Night Kingdom and walked among the souls of the dead, as well as the souls of the dead in the living world, unable to go to the Night Kingdom. I think this is a theme we're pretty familiar with now, and just encountering another form of it. The zombies part is a little bit different. That's what the Wild Hunt is, essentially, right? But just the concept of watching over the dead is... and also Hu Tao as well. With her being a funeral parlor director. Yeah, I guess that's sort of importance of that border between life and death. And the dead watch over us, and we watch over the dead. It seems to be the theme here. Did you notice anything strange about his lantern?
His lantern? No, not really. You mean, 'cause it was broken?
Like there was something inside.
Huh. Yes, you've always had a nose for stuff like this. If you're worried, you can always ask him the next time we cross paths.
Sure thing. Guess that'll be by the graveside.
Hey, don't you start spouting all that weird stuff too.
It's so noisy here.
So,
Back in my day.
Back in your day? What was it like in your day? Back in my day, everything in the flagship was top-mass quality. Exquisite decor, wonderful food, enthusiastic staff. But look at it now, and look at the clientele. Noisy, rowdy, loud. Flagship my foot. Looks more like a beached skiff. Are you saying Nashitown is noisier than it used to be? If this is the crowd we're attracting nowadays, I'd rather Nasha Town went back to being a sleepy little market town. When did this madhouse of shops spring from anyway? Back in the day, the only thing the market sold was seafood fresh off the boat. No fancy seasoning required, just whack it in some hot water and let the flavor stay with you all day. But those times are gone now. It's enough to make you even want to cry. I see, that's a really important little tidbit of knowledge as well. How the history of this town. I mean, it sounds like it was just a little fishing village, but now it's this huge economic hub. Definitely. What we learned last time from that one guy who was working with the Fatui and was sus like the whole time, is that the Fatui are also really getting themselves involved in the affairs here. That's a big corporation, basically. Alright, we made one friend.
Paimon almost forgot something super important.
Who's the next friend? Spit it out then.
Were we gonna go try out the berries and fried meat?
Well, must have left that craving by the graveside.
But now, heading all the way back to the flagship feels like such a waste.
I mean, we only walked like 20 meters, but yeah, sure.
Please, accept today's boon. Come night
Second
or day, may
friend!
the blessings of the moon goddess shine down upon you.
Huh? What's going on over there?
Looks like they're handing out food.
Wait, free food? Wow, the people here are so nice.
I mean, it's probably more like a food bank, meaning that us with 1 million more, or 100 million more, should probably pay for our own food. But
Quick,
let's
grab some too. Paimon's super
But
curious
yes,
what
I
their
do.
food tastes like.
The most important thing is I do want to try out their local delicacies and make new friends.
Moonlight illuminates the path before you, travelers from afar.
Oh, hello. You seem to be familiar with us?
How'd you know we were travelers?
Just now were a song the birds in the sky, singing of your wanderings. You are no ordinary guests, it seems.
Interesting. It seems you are no ordinary citizen of Nasha Town either.
The birds and the... what now?
Forgive me. I should not have laid the words of others out as a welcome mat for our very first meeting. You, too, must be wondering who I am. I am Lauma, Moon Chanter of the Frost Moon Scions. Please, as do our followers and other passers-by, accept today's boon.
Oh, I love her theme and the Frostmoon Science theme. Hello, though. Thank you so much.
Happy to oblige. Paimon's name is Paimon, and this here is the Traveler. Thanks so much for sharing your yummy food with us. We'll take one each.
You have our sincere gratitude.
Think nothing of it. These fruits were the finest we found, delicacies gathered in the wake of the morning dew. It is my hope that partaking of them may lift your spirits to heights anew.
Thank you. This is very generous of you.
The finest you found? Wow, that sure is kind of you, but wouldn't you want to keep those for yourselves?
The first fruit of the harvest must be placed upon the Moonlight altar, not as an offering to the gods, but as a spark for lost hunters. For it is the blade of the starving that darkness most easily corrupts.
Wow, that's deep. Oh my gosh.
As perhaps you have already heard, we Frost Moon Scions revere and worship the Moon Goddess. We believe that together, virtue and compassion are the shining light that will lead us all out of the long, dark night. And now, with tides of haughty Fatui swarming into Nod-Krai, driven by greed and greed alone, more than ever before, we must all unite under the banner of virtue.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, the Fatui just came in here and are completely upending the order that has existed between all the factions here in Nod-Krai, from what I can tell. Yet here still, the Frostmoon Scions stay true to their beliefs and their teachings of this land as the ones who have been here this whole time. And even now, in this, it seems, this era of Nod-Krai, where there is a lot of corruption and greed, as she says, still staying true to their values of virtue and taking care of the land and taking care of others, which is extremely commendable. And I think we found a new friend!
Look who it is again. Those unsufferably kind-hearted Frost Moon Scions. Got enough for us too?
You know what? I think in the last couple nations, in Fontaine and Natlan, we were really spoiled with positive interactions with Fatui members. That we're now being thrust back into the era of like the first few nations we were in, where we're not. This is not the side of the Fatui we like working with. Let's just say.
That's right. 2 servings each. We're starving over here.
The Fatui! After what you've been doing to our sacred statues, how dare you even show your faces?
Yeah, you tell him. I know, right? I'm actually kind of disturbed with what's happening with the statues of the new moon. Like, it looks like it literally. I mean, there's all these mechanisms over the statue. It looks like it's draining the statue's energy. But more importantly, it's very symbolic of what I interpret to be their desire to imprison the moon goddess. You know, we must retrieve the damselet from Nod-Krai, whatever it takes. That's the Pale Star edit.
Wilhelmina, bestow today's boon upon our guests.
I see.
You hear that? No slacking now. We'll have the very
Hey,
best
don't
you
be
got.
so rude about it.
But, my lady, they...
Please, you two, accept this meal. But remember this. Kindness is the first lantern left to guide those who stumble in ignorance.
Heed those words well. But yes, I think this really tells us about Lama's character and what she believes in too, is even extending a helping hand to someone who should be her enemy. Truly virtuous indeed.
Come again?
Let me finish. But should they still refuse to follow the moonlit path, then by our frosted blades shall we show them its shadow.
I like that. Hey, you were trying to take free food and being mean to everybody else about it. You can... I think the lecturing is warranted.
Hey, look who it is.
Oh, you know us?
Whatever. Just you wait. We'll be coming for you next.
Well...
Where's the meat? Who wants to eat this garbage?
Ew, okay. So you begged for free food and now you're angry that it's not to your taste? But also showing, I guess, that they're so rich that they're looking for, you know, finer foods like meat. When in reality, the berries are not only healthier for you, but I mean, there's a lot of symbolism here going on. That's for sure.
Those stooges really are the worst.
Yeah, we're back into the we don't like this side of the Fatui era. They were so rude. Anyway.
Ever since they came to Nod-Krai with all their weird equipment and built that so-called experimental design bureau, our lives have been turned completely upside down.
Judging from how they reacted just now, it seems the Fatui already know who you are.
Yeah, old grudges die hard.
Well, we have gotten in their way in pretty much every nation we visited, so we're probably at the top of their blacklist by now.
I see. Then, on behalf of the Frost Moon Scions, I thank you for the goodwill you have shown us.
Huh? Why thank me?
Because if they had gotten ahead of themselves just now, I'm sure you would have stepped in to help.
Yeah, we would have.
Just as the birds and beasts put it, your arrival heralds joy to us all. Besides, for a weary traveler far from home, what better respite than to bathe in the moonlight?
Like, what that interaction really shows is with the Frostmoon Scions, you know, the people who are indigenous to this land and have still continued to carry on their culture and traditions and beliefs, even into this new era. Like, their culture is very much about compassion and giving and helping each other out as part of building a harmonious society, you know, working together, versus this branch of the Fatui, which is, I mean, the Fatui itself is an organization that's very much based on hierarchy and conquering and taking over different places. I mean, we've been fortunate to have had good interactions with them in Fontaine, with the knave, and in Natlan with the captain. Even still, though, you see the importance of hierarchy in those situations too. Like, their subordinates are not mean to us because that's not who those harbingers are. Like, they're interested in collaborating with us. In the captain's case, he worked with us really well, actually. And I guess similar case with Child, with Tartaglia too. Although our interactions with him have been a little bit different. But just seeing the sort of like in that interaction there, the clashing of those two sort of ideals of essentially this like conquering and greed and taking things over, and when I bring up hierarchy, it's like the fact that they wanted meat when they got fruit and vegetables versus the Frostmoon Scions, who even in this era are still staying true to their values of helping each other out. That being said, compassion does need some strength to back it up in a world like this. So that's why Llama's talking with us, because indeed we would not just stand idly by and let the Fatui abuse the generosity of others if it came down to it.
You will always be welcome at the Frostmoon Enclave, the place we call our home.
Oh, I would be honored to visit. See, we've made another friend. First we have a visit set up at a graveyard, and now... and then we get to go to Hisi Isle next. Thank you for your kind invitation. We'll swing by when we get a chance.
May we meet again in the moon's gentle glow.
Thank you.
These are delicious. So refreshingly fresh.
I know, right?
Those two Fatui wouldn't know a good thing if it came up and bit them on the shoulder.
Oh my gosh, fruits are the best, aren't they? Oh, that's not a joke. Like, I love eating like berries so much. Yeah, they don't know what they're talking about, clearly. This is a cool mechanism, by the way.
Looks like Anefa isn't done with her shopping yet, and the Adventurers Guild is still empty. Where should we head next?
Why don't we follow the map in the travel guide?
Good idea. Wouldn't want to let the Kuhenki down, after all. Let's see.
I love the little glasses.
Paimon's got our route
Detective
all figured
Paimon!
out. So, all that's left to say is, don't fall behind.
Now, was that Kuhenki just giving us some random travel guide?
Is nuts and nuts.
Or...
It's mostly a fruit shop, but there's a crafting bench too.
Or was there a reason that the Kuhenki led us here? This is Nuts and Nuts. Which is such a funky name for a shop. But yeah, I already used the crafting bench here already to... I did the condensed resin. See, that's the thing. Now the resin is 60 instead of 40. I did want to do it because it was almost capped and I didn't have time to do a battle right away. But that is... I love the little optimizations they're doing now. But yeah, I've already used the crafting bench here.
This is the Speranza, one of the travel guide's recommended restaurants.
Ooh.
All the waiters here are kids.
Oh my gosh. That seems like a lot of fun.
This is the Vesnitsi Prolecha greenhouse. Apparently, their flowers are all made of metal, so they'll never wilt away.
Oh my gosh, that's just like the little flower that the kids back in Natlan gave to Anefa.
And this is the Rossum Workshop. If you ever need a weapon made, this is the place to go.
It's interesting how the blacksmiths in the first 4 nations were all still doing the traditional having to hammer pieces of metal kind of thing. But starting from Fontaine, it seems like everybody's using some kind of mechanism to help them with forging and blacksmithing.
And over here, they've got a super tall observation deck. Whoa!
Whoa! I didn't even know there's a Lunoculus. I didn't even know there's a Lunoculus there. We were already up here earlier.
That way's north, and that looks like something built built by the Fatui? And then over there to the west? Ah! That must be the place Lauma mentioned, where the Frost Moon Scions live.
You know what's funny is seeing the giant Asha, floating Asha in the distance. Oh, the summer vibes are still with us. Yeah, I want to go to both of those places, but I'm really nervous to approach the... I mean, the Experimental Design Bureau on Paha Isle is terrifyingly large. Considering the Fatui just moved in and built it. And down there, also, should be none other than Aino's workshop, the Clink Clang Krumkake workshop.
So, what'd you think? Even if Enefa kinda stole her limelight earlier, this just goes to prove that Paimon's own tour guiding skills aren't too shabby either, right?
I know, you're the best Paimon. We love Enefa too, but Paimon will always be our Paimon.
She sure is! It'd take hundreds of years of practice to beat the best tour guide in all of Tibet. Huh? Look! There must be someone at the Adventurers Guild now. There's already a line forming outside.
Interesting.
Looks like we'll finally be able to ask about your spaceship. Oh, or was there anywhere else you wanted to stop by first?
This is such an interesting view here. Whoa. Alright, as a matter of fact, one of the storefront signs caught my eye.
Where? Which one are you... Oh. Now you mention it, Paimon's noticed it too. Ugh. Better not be who she thinks it is.
I think I know who it is.
Anyway, where we go first is completely up to you. Either the Adventurers Guild, or that suspicious-looking shop. A word of warning, though. If we step into that shop, be sure to keep a very close eye on your Mora.
Will do. I mean, it's not like she's going to mug us. She is just going to, you know, twist the terms of the sale a little bit more into her favor. Alright. Tour in Asha Town. Okay. Well, which one is which? Actually, I know what I want to do first. I know what's a bigger priority than anything else. What is that? Oh, that's calling the elevator. I was like, what is that? Then I realized everything in this game, every single thing in this game has a purpose. These are actually some of the most beautiful oculi we've seen. Which I guess it looks really... Oh my gosh, there's Celestia up there too. This is a really flowy shape compared to the other ones. One Lunoculus. I don't want to go to the Adventurers Guild right away, so we should head to the shop first. And Adventurers Guild second. Optional objectives. I would think that they're not optional. I think we have to do them both. And we should. Alright. Well, we've met some new friends, and I think they're very good new friends so far. Of course, old friends too, we love to see.
Please, here you go. And if you ever need anything else, don't forget to make the great Lord Sangama Bay your first port of call.
Oh my gosh, Dory!
Oh dear. So it is the real deal.
She's here in person too. I'm still remembering the first time we met up with Dory. We had to, like, you know, pretend to be interested in buying stuff from one of her informants, and Alhaitham gave us like all these instructions to be able to meet with her in secret. Versus here, she's just at the front of her shop, not even hiding. I guess Nod-Krai is a different place than Sumeru, isn't it?
Of course it's the real deal. Everything you'll find here is 110% real, meaning every one of my deals is as real as a deal can... Wait a minute. Well, if it isn't my two most valued clients.
Set up a branch all the way out here in Nod-Krai now. Long time no see, Dory.
And with no small thanks to your munificent patronage.
You flatter us.
Come. How could you just sneak into Nod-Krai like this without telling your dear Lord Sangama Bay? If I'd known earlier, I would have made an absolute pulled out all the stops to ensure that your boat ride over was as comfortable as humanly possible.
I'm sure.
Thank the Archons we didn't tell you. Oh, come now. You know as well as anyone how impeccably and conscientiously above board I am when it comes to doing business. Well, regardless of whether that's true or not, The main issue here is that we had no idea you had a branch in Nod-Krai.
Yeah, and since we had no idea, we couldn't tell you that we were coming first.
A clever merchant always has a backup plan. Or two, or three up their sleeves. As the saying goes, a rabbit with many burrows fears not the hunter's arrows. A merchant with stores galore hears no debtors at the door.
Okay.
Since you're both here in Nod-Krai, would you care for some of my
sounds a
finest
little bit
local
shady, but...
souvenirs? Whatever you're looking for, I have it. Or if it's Sumeru you're missing, I've got that covered too.
We can teleport back to Sumeru whenever we want.
We literally just arrived. Do we look like we're on the hunt for tourist trinkets to take back for our friends? My, your high-minded tastes never cease to impress. In that case, I know just the thing. You must be on the hunt for something like this?
Like,
What's
what?
that? Your hat? Information, of course. Information about Nod-Krai.
Oh,
Locked securely
information.
in the otherwise impenetrable vaults of the Lord Sangama Bey's brilliant mind.
Well, that is true. In fact, I'd say the thing we purchase on Dory most often is information. I'm thinking about those travel kits back from Sino's Story Quest, which were not super handy and cost us like $1 million. But yeah, most of the time we buy information from Dory, and it's pretty legit, so that is actually what we're after.
I knew it! I just knew you'd appreciate the
She
value
always
of my
knows.
wares. On the back of all our
She knows what we
pleasant
need
dealings in the
at
past,
all times.
I'll even take a hit by throwing in some insider info for free.
Oh my gosh, so generous every time it's us.
Wow. You sure are feeling uncharacteristically generous today. What do you mean by uncharacteristically? I am the most generous person forget it. Anyway, the long and the short of it is this. The moment I set up shop in Nod-Krai, it struck me how many different factions there were, all competing against each other for power and influence. Well, as they say, there's no time for business like a crisis.
I suppose. I mean, she's right. It's just the situation does not seem good when you put it into those terms.
Things got even more turbulent after the Fatui pulled down 2 ancient moon's remnants. People began to catch a
Right.
whiff of the
Okay, tell us more about that.
And the more troubled the waters, the greater the potential profit.
Okay, that's intel I'm willing to pay for. When we first encountered Anefa and the group she was traveling with, they talked about the Fatui bringing down the moon, which was like, okay, that's saying the Fatui are disrupting your local economy is probably putting it lightly. That's for sure. All right. Okay, you got us. This is something we're probably willing to pay for. Okay.
Not at all sorry to interrupt, but we're not here for Mora. Oh, really? But surely it was the tales
Oh yeah,
of
we're not
an
here for
adventurer's
Mora.
paradise that brought you
We
here.
might spend
The
more,
chance to take
maybe.
your very own slice of all the latest and greatest business opportunities.
Tell us about the moon fragments.
In that case, what would you like to know about?
Oh my gosh, she's giving us options. So generous of her. I mean, we're gonna have to pay for each one, but it's nothing that we can't afford in the pursuit of lore. What can you tell me about the Frost Moon Scions?
The Frost Moon Scions? You mean the people who believe in the moon goddess? They're not a bad bunch. It's just, well, they have such simple tastes. No luxuries, no indulgences, no nothing. Trying to earn a little more from that lot is like trying to squeeze blood from a stone. Still, things between them and the Fatui have gotten pretty tense. It's only a matter of time before the powder keg goes boom. And when that happens, that's when business will start to boom too.
Okay, please tell me about the Lightkeepers.
Oh, they're an organization set up to keep the locals safe. Apparently, they have a long and glorious history, and they're made up entirely of volunteers. But seriously, a volunteer organization in Nod-Krai? This place is hardly a magnet for noble hearts. No pay, all work. That's not a business model, and it's certainly not for me.
Well, it's not a business. That's inherently the difference between a volunteer organization and a business. But interesting. Like, in a sense, the first two organizations we talked about do seem quite... I don't know if altruistic is the right word, but definitely virtuous. Like, they're doing what they're doing because it's the right thing to do, and it is what they believe in with their morals of needing to take care of each other and the general population. Now we're gonna get into the Fatui here.
Everyone knows they're here for the ancient moon's remnants, but no one's sure why they pulled them down in Nod-Krai of all places.
Well, clearly Nod-Krai has connections to the moon.
Anyway, they've been acting mysterious enough, but if you ask me, that Kuvaki Experimental Design Bureau of theirs up north hides secrets wilder still.
Well, we can go there and come back and tell you about it, which I think is something we will end up doing at some point. Tell me what you know about the Knights of Favonius.
A bunch of booze-loving monstatters? Ugh, don't even get me started.
Oh?
As fellow Outlanders, I thought they'd be easy pickings, but somehow, every single one of our business negotiations wound up at the flagship. I've done plenty of deals with heavy drinkers before, but those guys, I never once made it to the contract signing before blacking out. I'm getting flashbacks of the hangovers just thinking about it.
Interesting. No, that sounds like the Knights of Favonius we know and love. Noble, but also very drunk at times. Would you... This is a good question. Would you know anything about a spaceship in the past?
What now? A spaceship? Nope, never heard of anything like that.
Wow, so we've even stumped the great Lord Sangama Bay. Knowledge that she doesn't even know. In fact, it sounds like she doesn't even know what a spaceship is. Whoa, okay.
Don't you two get involved in any big business here without so much as a heads up, you hear me? At the very least, consider letting me in as a key investor.
I have no more questions.
Oh, I almost forgot to mention. Sooner or later, you'll no doubt end up doing business with some other merchants in Nod-Krai. And someone's bound to mention a place called the Curatorium of Secrets.
Interesting.
Listen to my advice. Do not, under any circumstances, go there. No matter how much trouble you're in.
Okay, so what you're saying is absolutely go there next.
The Curatorium of Secrets? What do they get up to there? Just a place that handles all kinds of disputes. But the owner will charge you an absolute fortune, and she has a temper to match. Nothing like your friendly neighborhood, Lord Sangama Bay.
Okay, so no worse than what we've already dealt with.
You're not just saying that to stop your competition from undercutting you, right?
It 100% sounds like she's trying to say that to stop her competition from undercutting her.
When did that little pipsqueak get so sharp? And after I gave them all that info for free, just to win them over.
Hey, we'll pay a little bit for that info. Ether, I mean, I'm not joking. I'm willing to pay for that. I mean, I know how things work with Dory. With our other friends, we can just ask them for a nice conversation and learn lots from them because we're friends. With Dory, we usually have to pay. I'm willing to pay.
What do you mean? Of course not. I'm only thinking about your wallets. I mean, on behalf of your wallets. You're really not convincing anyone, you know.
I like the little sound effects they put into.
All right. Business is a cutthroat business. I won't argue with that. But I'm not lying about that boss lady. Not only did she make it into my top 3 people not to mess with in Nod-Krai, she's also in my top 3 people most eager to trade in favors. Seriously? It feels like you're just bad-mouthing your rival now. Fine. If you don't believe me, go see for yourselves. We might both be from Sumeru, but compared to hers, my conscience is so large, why, you could fill 3 whole palaces of Alcazar's array. But when you realize what I'm saying is true, don't say that good old Lord Sangama Bay didn't warn you.
Okay, I will keep it in mind. That being said, it's not gonna stop us from going there. Homage tour Nasha Town. I like this so far though. First of all, I just love the vibes here in Nasha Town and just getting to explore it. And second of all, really getting I like how they're really starting the story with get to know all the characters first before they're gonna start messing with us. with all sorts of crazy stuff. Oh, you are not Catherine.
Lucky us. The line seems to be gone now. Come on, let's go say hi to Catherine. Hey, Catherine, we meet again.
Oh, the music stopped too.
How ridiculous.
Huh?
They often say that mortals, shackled by their own flesh and blood, may fail to perceive the truth of this world, even when it is right beneath their very noses. Yet I had not expected to have the pleasure to witness such heights of absurdity firsthand.
So she's also looks like she's a robot. Like Catherine, but the keyhole on her back looks a lot more obvious than on Catherine's. I remember, I think a long time ago, people theorizing some connection between Sandrone and the Catherines. I would now say, if anybody's been waiting for confirmation on this, this is the moment to behold. Okay, cue the Fatui Harbinger intro.
But Paimon must have gotten the wrong person. At second glance, you do seem a bit younger than Catherine. And you certainly sound a lot less friendly.
A creator might forgive ignorance, but being mistaken for one of my own creations is beyond all pardon.
Wow, okay, you're certainly someone we would want to get along with. Okay, confirmation she did create Catherine / Catherines, all the Catherines, including probably the one that got absolutely murdered by Scaramouche back in Sumeru. Second, I don't like her so far. And usually the first impressions you get of a Harbinger is how it's gonna be for the rest of the time. Once again, cue the Fatui Harbinger intro.
Look very closely, for standing before you is none other than Marionette, 7th of the Fatui Harbingers.
There we go. Sandrone Marionette, the 7th of the 11 Fatui Harbingers.
A Harbinger?
Why are you even here? And more importantly, will you be the one handing out commissions from here on out? I love her mysterious theme. I love how each of Fatui Harbinger has like a mysterious theme.
I told you already, I'm not Catherine. Just how obsessed are you with my mission?
I'm sorry, it was just that we came here to see Catherine. So all the Catherines were made by Marionette. Does that mean the Fatui have been watching our every move? I know, right? In fact, that actually explains a lot how they have so much intel on us. Is that because it's always been a thing, like, we know the Adventurers Guild originated from Snezhnaya, but this kind of confirms they are affiliated with the Fatui in some way. Actually, explain, why would you create the Catherines? And did you create the Adventurers Guild too, or was it just useful to have the Catherines be like the secretaries of the Adventurers Guild, and otherwise there's not that much connection between the organizations? But the guild itself hasn't done anything shady, and Catherine's only ever helped us. Better just stay alert going forward. I like she's standing on a giant bar stool because she's okay. I'm sitting.
Today's encounter is merely a courtesy call, a friendly warning, if you will. You interfered with my work once before, with that little robot.
Oh, the
I let
Nepha?
it slide. After all, it was nothing more than a distraction, a side project at best.
That's right. We encountered a group of Fatui who were trying to do experiments with the secret Source Dragon core of Anephas. Then they all got obliterated by the 11th Sovereign. Except for one, who turned out to also be a robot, who was working for the Marionette. Anyway, noted, you're watching us, okay?
But we are in Nod-Krai now, and as such, I strongly advise you not to stand in the Fatui's way. Otherwise, the next time we meet, I might just have to drop all this meaningless etiquette.
Okay, point taken.
Oh, please. You've got some nerve coming out with barely veiled threats like that.
Yeah.
You're the one stirring things up here.
That's right. Our brave Paimon. You tell her. Yeah, the Fatui are causing a lot of trouble here. And so far, we've discovered it's being run by either you, who apparently we don't like, or the Doctor, who we 100% don't like. So we're not super happy with the Fatui who exist in this in this part of the world right now. Certainly not on good terms here. So yeah, don't you go telling us what to do with our lives. We will stumble into your experimental design bureau whenever we so want to barge in.
Oh, perhaps you have misunderstood. Just because Nod-Krai lacks a ruler at present, that does not mean it should not be ruled. We Fatui are simply establishing a new order.
You can make it sound noble all you want, but we know that, as I was saying earlier, the Fatui seek power and aim to conquer. And frankly, this land is doing pretty well without your governance right now. It only sounds like your interference is actually making things much worse when everything was functioning perfectly fine before. So just know that I will probably not be able to agree with your demands here.
Yeah, right. More like shady experiments, judging by your massive creepy research facility.
I like this version of Paimon. I like Paimon being so honest. Like, yeah, let's not pretend to be diplomatic with the Fatui anymore. Like, we're just gonna tell you what's straight up on our mind. Thank you.
I've said what I came to say. What you do next, only you can decide. So why don't you start by using your already limited processing capacity to calculate your even more limited options?
Sure, whatever you say.
And, being the refined young lady that I am, I shall indulge you just this once. Ad Astra Abyssosk. Welcome to Nod-Krai, Dominion of the Fatui.
Thank you? Question mark? Well, she seems nice.
I'm so mad right now. How can anyone so obviously evil be so annoyingly self-righteous?
We did learn a lot from that interaction, though. First of all, that Zandrone, or the marionette, is not human, probably. Which, you know, wouldn't be the first time with one of the Fatui Harbingers. But she appears to be some kind of puppet, and she's the creator of the Catherine puppets. That does now bring up questions of what affiliation the Adventurers Guild does have with the Fatui. But it seems like, at the moment, it's nothing more than she built the Catherines and they run the Adventurers Guild. And maybe it's just like, oh, the Adventurers Guild commissioned her to make Catherine puppets. And there's nothing more to it. Or on the other hand, they could be spying on us. Lots of questions. But anyway.
But if a Fatui Harbinger is here to greet us in person, that can only mean one thing.
That they've been keeping a very close eye on us indeed.
We'll have to be extra careful from here on out. Paimon hates feeling like she's being watched.
Same here.
Hey, the real Catherine's back.
Real Catherine!
Ad Astra Abyssosk. Welcome to the Adventurers Guild. How may I help? I will do everything I can to assist you.
You're so much nicer to talk to, Catherine. Please don't leave us again, okay?
I'm guessing she doesn't remember. I'm guessing the marionette just told her to, programmed her to leave and come back, and didn't actually tell her leave and come back, which means she's not gonna remember that she left and came back.
Ad Astra Abyssosk.
Oh, it's so good to see. Oh yeah, Valiant Chronicles. Okay, we already saw this last time. Meet up with a Nepha. Hey, so we met this Fatui Harbinger. She seemed pretty mad that we messed up the whole thing with you and your core, but I'm glad that we messed up the whole thing with the core.
Hello.
For her.
I was just about to start tracking your whereabouts.
Did you manage to get everything Aino asked for?
I did. What about you? Do you need me to navigate or introduce any more places around town?
I think we're good. We did some really good sightseeing today.
Not for now. We've seen most of it already. We probably need some time to process everything we've learned, though.
Yeah.
Any progress with the spaceship?
Nope.
No. Catherine came back just now, so we asked her, but even she hasn't heard a thing.
One possible explanation is the vast stretch of time that has elapsed. Additionally, given the limited resources available in Nod-Krai, it is entirely plausible that the wreck was scrapped for parts, or even mistaken for a pile of broken machinery.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. 500 years and nobody's claimed this thing, and you're in a land with bounty hunters and scavengers and people who are, and merchants, but essentially people who are just trying to, you know, find a way to survive in this world and coming to this town just to be able to help each other out and, you know, have this sort of collective society here. Anyway, it does not seem, it seems like, yeah, I would assume that the spaceship would be taken in somewhere and taken for parts.
Aw.
I'm prepared for that possibility, but still, I can't just give up before we've even started.
Understood. In that case, why don't we go ask Aino together?
Oh, great idea! Yes, you would think maybe Aino, working with so many machines and parts, and having a family of machines, and having built so much of the machinery we see here in Nasha Town and at her workshop, maybe she knows something about... I mean, I assume the spaceship's machinery would be much more advanced than most of the stuff here in Nod-Krai, and very technologically different, so if anybody might know about it, I think Aino might.
After all, she was the one who salvaged me. Ancient dragon technology and all. If there really are any unusual parts floating around Nod-Krai, there's a high chance they've passed through her hands at some point or another.
Exactly my thinking.
Good point. And since you keep mentioning her, we're curious to meet this whiz-kid mechanic too.
Yeah.
Understood. Then I'll handle navigation as before. ETA at the Clink Clank Krumkake craft shop. 34 minutes ahead of schedule.
34 minutes ahead of schedule. We're so good at this. Here we go. Food matters? What is this? Is this, Oh? What is this? Okay, hold on. Let's quickly do that for a second. Okay. I think this is actually a good place to end off this episode, because this episode, we did so much. Oh, what is going on? It's all pink now. With this core. This is I mean, this core must be what's powering the cannon up there, if I'm not mistaken. It was all pink just now. What did that mean? Anyway, commissions? Welcome, adventurer. Would you like me to check today's commissions for you? I feel at home already. Oh, are you in a hurry? Can I help you with anything? Nothing of the sort. We're just super happy to see you, Catherine. You're the best. Thank you for your kind words. Although, if you were attempting humor, I'm afraid I did not understand it. Nevertheless, welcome to Nod-Krai, a land full of opportunities. I'm sure you'll embark on grand adventures here and discover treasures beyond your wildest dreams. Good luck, adventurers. Happy adventuring, and Ad Astra Abyssosque. And with that, we should now be able to get Nod-Krai commissions! Whoa! Alright. So what was this food thing, too? Let's break down what we learned. We've got to explore more of Nasha Town. This is just an amazing place, really. Oh, it's a Melusine. Hello. Yeah, I just really already like already really like the concept here in Nod-Krai. Of just everything coming together here. The convergence of all the people from all the nations, but also all the stories we've been a part of. The Moon Maiden? I should have brought more laka berries. When Lomo was here last time, it seemed that they were handing out food. Hello, are you here for a Feast of the Moon? I'm so sorry, but you might have to wait a little while. What is a Feast of the Moon? Huh? Didn't you get one last time? Oh, right, Lady Lauma organized that one, and I guess she didn't mention the meal's official name. Simply put, a Feast of the Moon is a free meal we Frostmoon Scions distribute to those in need. Helping such people has ever been one of our traditions, though it used to be limited to the area around Hisi Island. But under Lady Lauma's leadership, and with everyone's help, we've gradually expanded our reach. Lady Lauma says this is part of spreading the Moon Goddess's favor to all. There's a saying that goes, the first fruit of the harvest must be placed upon the Moonlight altar, not as an offering to the gods, but as a spark for... what was the rest of it again? Anyways, this shop is one of the main distribution points for the meal. And I manage almost everything here by myself. Pretty impressive, right? We've had a lot of trouble getting the meals out in Nasha Town, but I believe in what Lady Lauma says. We really can help more people this way. However, when I was preparing the ingredients for yesterday, I forgot to close the box lid tightly, and when I woke up this morning, many fruits had been pecked open by birds and were completely unusable. I can barely make any Feast of the Moon with the remaining lacca berries. What should I do now? I'll go gather some for you. You want to help? Thank you so much. Really, thank you. Then, please bring me 5 lacca berries. That should be just enough. Once you bring them back, I promise I'll make you the tastiest Feast of the Moon you've ever had. Do I have any? I don't have any. I don't have any. I literally have not left Nasha Town yet. Speaking of which, though, I did talk to Catherine before. Oh, hello. And we can now... Oh yeah, forget all of these. I have so many. I have hundreds or thousands of each of these now. We now have Nod-Krai expeditions. Which of these are lacca berry? That's a lacca berry. Okay, well in 20 hours I'll have some lacca berries. Or maybe when I keep exploring, we will also have some lacca berries. Okay, so we met Flynn's from the Light Keepers, a ratnik who fights the Wild Hunt and guards the graveyard. We also met Lauma from the Frostmoon Scions, and kind of learning how the Frostmoon Scions have been here this whole time and continue to take care of the land and the people in it to this day. We saw the Fatui. They're not nice to the people here. Gonna enjoy taking them down in this region, that's for sure. Knights of Favonius are absent because they are busy. And then Dory's here. And yeah, looks like we learned a lot. And we will finally, of course... Oh, treasure chest. I just noticed treasure chest. Be meeting with Aino and Anafa in the Clank Clan Krenkake workshop soon. In the next episode.
An answer from this world?
It is. There's so much more we need to do. There's so much to explore. Thank you so much for the hospitality, Nasha Town. We will surely be back soon enough. But yeah, that's all I have for this episode. I will see you all in the next one. Bye, everyone. Bye.